Let me tell you why I don't have roommates. I had roommates before I moved to my new place and I love them. I would live with them.
Hello, friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Kindly subscribe to this beautiful channel. So, in today's video, we'll be talking about the worst part of living with a roommate. So, you guys, I've put the videos together so that you watch and learn, and I'll be back to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. So, guys, don't forget to like this video because it helps with my algorithm. So, let's get into it.
I can't believe I'm telling this story. Here are some reasons why I will never have roommates ever again. So, one time my roommate was being cheated on with her best friend. Like, her best friend was doing a nasty with her man. So, obviously, that would piss anyone off, but she took it to a whole nother extreme. One day she went to go slash this girl's tires because she knew where she was, but during the process of her doing that, her car wouldn't start or basically died. So she came back to our house while everyone was sleeping because this isn't like the dead of night, and she took my car without asking me to go slash this girl's tires. So now it's the morning and she tells us, me and my other roommate, everything that happened the night before, like everything that was going on, what she did, what time everything was, but conveniently left out that she took my car. So now I'm going to my car and I get in the car, I start the car, and I look to my right and realize there's knives in my passenger seat. So I put two and two together and realized she took my car to commit a crime. So now this next story is a different roommate, but basically she was being scammed by a friend of hers. This girl ended up taking like all this money from her. So she knew where she lived and she knew she lived with her parents. So she literally wanted to go pull up to the house and talk to her parents in the hopes that she can get this money back from this girl. She was nervous to go, so I suggested, like, do you want me to go for like moral support? I'll just wait in the car the whole time. And she was like, yeah, like absolutely, I would love that. That was such a mistake, literally the worst mistake I could have made, because things ended up going south and the girl that scams her basically came to the car and tried to fight me. I wasn't even part of this. I didn't even know her. She pulled me out of the car by my hair and tried to fight me. Maybe I'm just too freaking nice, but I should have never even went. I should have just stayed my little ass home. Another time, this is a different roommate now. We would obviously all share a bathroom. There was a bunch of us that lived in a house and we would all share a bathroom, which means that we shared a shower, we shared a toilet, we shared a garbage. One day, one of my roommates went to go take a shower with her significant other that was in the house, and they found something crazy in the shower. I just ran out of time, so let me know if you want a part two.
And if people want to show out of me, baby, it's finna be a whole cinema. On my soul, baby, it's finna be a whole cinema, because y'all know why did I have a roommate, right? It's August 20th. She ain't been here since July 20th. She hasn't paid me any money. She owes me over $700. I texted her yesterday to ask her when she's gonna give it to me. She doesn't reply. I call her today. I text her again. She texts me and says, why would I respond to you if I haven't yet? I read your message, obviously, so why would I respond? Starts to talking out the side of her neck. Okay, baby, I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. So then she starts proceeding to talk to me out the side of her neck continuously, telling me that it's she's sorry that I can't afford my bills and Mind y'all, TikTok, the bills are paid. Mind you, TikTok, the bills are paid, baby. I never needed help. This bitch was living in a fucking roach infested house, sleeping in a living room with somebody's daughter, okay, and was crying to me about how she had nowhere for her and her son to go. So I invited her to my 3-bedroom because I live by myself in my 3-bedroom that I've lived in for 3 years. So baby's not going anywhere unless I want to. Yeah, all of that. But yeah, she said she was gonna pull up. She was about to bring the police. She called me a lot of names. Which I'm gonna get to after all of this stuff goes down. I'm gonna make a whole video and give y'all the whole 10-9 rundown. But for right now, baby, I'm finna go charge my phone so I can make sure that I'm live when the police pull up, so I can show y'all how I'm finna dub this lady. Cause you don't win when it comes to me. You don't win when it comes to me. You don't win when it comes to me. Nobody wins when it comes to me. So stop trying to go against me because you're not gonna win. So yeah, I'm finna show you better than I can tell you. So I hope when the police get here, they know what they're talking about. Yeah.
Let me tell you why I don't have roommates. I had roommates before I moved to my new place and I love them. I would live with them again. But before them, I was living with a bunch of my girlfriends in college and we had all graduated, but two of us decided to stay. We were going to take over the rent naturally, but the electricity bills remained in one of our roommates' names still. Now, when I moved into this house, I specifically said I didn't want to have my name on any bills because I had a bad track record with roommates who just didn't pay the bill or pay me for the bill, and then I got stuck with that check. So anyway, it's summertime and there's probably like 2 more months left before my other roommate and I are about to move out. And I came home from the hospital one day because I was working as a pharmacy technician at the time and the lights were out. No electricity, couldn't charge my phone, food going bad in the fridge. I remembered that we were getting letters in the mail addressed to this person for the light bill. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to open people's mail because that's a crime. But I committed a crime that day and I don't care. I opened her mail because I asked her if we could open it and she said no, just send it back to her, but I just never did because I didn't have the time. So I opened the mail and they said that your light bill is like 3 to 4 months past due. Now, how is it past due when we've been paying you for the bills? Long story short, she was spending the light bill money instead of paying it. So what I did was I just called the light company and said, this person doesn't live here anymore. She could deal with that. That's not my problem anymore. But it just showed me how trifling people can be, especially like people who are afraid to vocalize when they're going through something. Like we were friends. She could have said she was going through something and we would have helped her out, but she didn't. Instead, she decided to leave us for dead. And I didn't like that. So yeah, I don't have roommates because I want peace of mind. And I value my peace.
So that's the video, guys. So I'm just here to share my 2 cents, like what I think about this video, the worst part of living with roommates. So living with roommates can be seen like a good idea at first. Okay, so the splitting rent, utilities, and maybe even having some built-in company. But for many, the reality of sharing a space with others can become one of the most frustrating and stressful part of adulting. Let's get into it. Why living with roommates can sometimes be a total nightmare. So first of all, one of the biggest issues is the lack of privacy. When you're living with your roommates, there is almost always someone around, and it can feel like you're never truly alone. Even when you're in your own room, you might hear their music blasting their voices through the walls, or even the TV left running in the living room. It's hard to feel like the space is truly yours. Want to have a quiet night to yourself? Not so fast, because your roommate friends might show up and announce turning the apartment to a social hub. Let's not even get started on cleanliness. It's amazing how some people seem to miss the lesson on cleaning up after themselves. The sink filled high with dishes, trash that mysteriously never make into the bin, or the bathroom that has not been scrubbed in weeks. And somehow the mess always seem to multiply. Nothing is worse than coming home after a long day only to see a kitchen disaster that you know you didn't create. Then there's the issue of boundaries, or the lack of therefore. Some roommates seem to think sharing a space means sharing everything. Your food mysterious disappears from the fridge, your shampoo runs out way faster than you expected, or they start borrowing your clothes without asking. Even things like rearranging furniture or taking over common areas can feel like a huge overstep. Noise is another major problem. Everyone has different schedules and not all them line up. Maybe you're a morning person, but your roommate is a night owl who thinks it's totally fine to watch movies with the volume up to 2 a.m. Or maybe you work from home, but your roommate love blasting their favorite playlist during the day. It's a constant push and push over who gets to enjoy their preferred level of noise. Conflicts over bills is almost guaranteed. Somehow, splitting expenses that should be straightforward becomes a monthly end headache. Whether it's chasing down your roommate to pay their share of the rent, or arguing over the electricity bill because one of them refused to turn off the lights, money can quickly become a source of tension. The thermostat wars are another underrated issue. Everyone has their own idea of the perfect temperature, and compromises are rare. One person is always too hot, the other is freezing, and the thermostat becomes a battleground. And what about when your roommate decides to bring the relationship drama into the house? Suddenly, your shared living space feels like the set of soap opera. late night argument, unexpected sleepovers, and you're left feeling like a third wheel in your own home. Sharing space also means dealing with lifestyle crashes. Maybe you are a neat flick, but your roommate is perfectly fine living with chores. Or perhaps you are introverted and value your own downtime, but your roommate loves hosting parties every weekend. Differences in habits, values, and priorities can make cohabiting feel more like surviving than thriving. Even if your roommates are not bad people, there's something about cohabitation that can strain even the best relationships. So anonymous build up over time, like whose turn is to buy toilet paper or why no one ever replaces the sponge. These minor frustrations can swallow over into full blown resentment if they are not addressed. At the end of the day, the worst part of living with roommates is that your home no longer feels like a home. Instead of a place to unwind, it can become a source of stress and conflict. Sure, there are moments of fun and other time, and they are often underweight by the constant compromises and frustration. If you had a roommate horror stories or you're dealing with one, let me know in the comment section. Okay, so like these things have been happening because I remember I was living with a roommate at one time, and this person, like, it was crazy. Like this person loved loud music. He anytime, even 04, even 03, he can just blast. She can just blast the music just there because she enjoys music. Bringing people without telling me. Um, Eating the food, my food, and it was all the crazy thing. Like it's something which you like. It was so frustrating at the end of the day. I laugh quiet and someone just come burst the music. You're sleeping, they're busting the music at 0302. Yeah, for them it's normal. Huh? Maybe they come from a club in the night and you want to sleep, they come and do the music, they come with full blast music. It's kind of stressing, of course, but it's just a matter of talking and you feel like you guys can live together. It's better you just separate ways because I know the struggle, guys. It's really hard. Yeah. Mm. So I think a lot of people are going through this, but they're not really addressed. And some is because you can't manage like to pay your own rent alone. But at least when yeah, the rules which I know, if you're living with someone, at least communicate. If you're having someone over, tell them that someone is coming to the place. If you're going to have a party, you have to ask your friend if they're comfortable you hosting other people in that house, not just doing only things that benefit you. Always think about the other person who's also in the house, like involve them also, even if they're not going to be there attending, but they should know what's happening. Not someone is coming from work, they find that there's a party, they're not even addressed that there's going to be a party. So learn to communicate. Okay, if you're living with someone, and at least if you're living with someone, make sure you're flexible. Always think about the other person. Other people work at home, so you don't have to turn the home into, at least if you're playing music, I know people love music, but at least be fair. Okay, be fair because everyone is paying rent and you don't want to find a situation maybe you're crashing or something. At least when you communicate, everything is going to be okay. At least she told me that she's going to bring people. She told me that she's going to do this, and always be clean, guys. That people are not just clean, they don't want to clean, and you live with them, is kind of frustrating. So you need to learn to clean yourself up and also clean the dishes, because the kitchen and the toilet is a place which people fight a lot. Okay, some people love clean and you are making everything dirty. It's not fair. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate for your support, and don't forget to like this video. As I said, guys, subscribe so that we reach 5,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.